Mom, why can't we go to the forest again?
Asked a small, 7-year-old boy in a curious voice as he goes to bed. The boy's mother smiles slightly at him and helps him cover himself. The moonlight casts a soft glow through the window.
The forest is very dangerous.
She answers him as she sits on the bed.
And it hides a great evil that hunts people.
The boy looks at his mother with curious but confused eyes. The mother kisses her son on the forehead and wishes him good night as she leaves.
This legend of Nucky is a legend that mothers in Finland have always told their children.
Stay away from the forest or the Nucky will take you forever.
As children, we held the legends with childlike contempt. It was scary to hear them. But we were still kids. The next day we were teasing each other at school. One of us pretended to be Nucky and chased the others during the break. When we grew up, we realized that the legend was just a story, a fairy tale that mothers told their children to learn to behave and stay away from the forest. Over time, we stopped believing it.
Anna, Gareth and Mickey are here. Mom informs her son that his friends are here. I quickly stuff the rest of the apple pie into my mouth. I lick the cinnamon from my fingers, quickly grab my bag, and walk to the front door.
See you later, Mom. I say, giving her a quick kiss on the cheek. Before I can leave the house, she grabs my arm.
Alex.
Yes. I sigh, already knowing what's about to happen. Have fun, she said. And please don't go into the forest. She begs. I know. I replied. I love you so much, Mom. She smiled softly. I know you're tired of me telling you this. But I just want you to be safe. Her bright eyes meet mine for a second before she gently nods her head from side to side. Are you ready? Gareth asks with a wide smile on his face. His dark brown eyes sparkle and his broad shoulders vibrate with excitement.
The streets slowly dim as people close their businesses and begin to return home. The setting sun paints the sky pink, orange, yellow and purple.
Of course I'm ready. Ready and excited. This meteor shower is the most exciting thing that's happened to this city since Mrs. Lottie was caught by her husband sleeping with the postman. I answer. Älmhult is almost completely surrounded by forests and is a small town compared to others in Finland. With less than 300 men and 3 lights, there's not much to do here. Gareth nods. It's exciting. And it's nice to get out of the house. He tells him. Is your mom still fighting with your sister? I ask him. No, when they both eat. He is smiling. Things have gotten worse with Ein's new boyfriend over the last few months and I'm pretty sure he's only dating to annoy our mom. It doesn't take them long to reach their destination. Bright, burning fires flicker, illuminating the area. Music from a portable speaker fills the air and teenagers talk loudly over each other. Amidst the excited screams, you can barely hear the sound of water in a nearby stream. A quick glance at the clock shows that we still have about half an hour before the start of the star shower. We lie by the fire and rest, which we haven't been able to do lately. I'm talking to a classmate when bright lights flash before my eyes, causing me to look up. As the meteor shower begins, the air is filled with excited cheers and screams. It's quite a beautiful sight. Streaks of light shoot across a sky full of stars.
Wow, this is amazing.
Suddenly, I feel Gareth tugging on my sleeve. Isn't that Ain? And Kala? He asks, pointing to the side. Following his finger towards the stream, I see Ein's familiar long blonde hair. As they enter the stream, she holds Kala's hand. Are they going to the forest? I'm asking.
Ain. Mickey screams, but no one hears him. With a grimace on his face, he runs towards them. Gareth and I look at each other, then follow him.
By the time we reach the edge of the forest, The two teenagers had already disappeared inside. Mickey shouts her name again, but there is no response. He takes a step forward, causing Gareth to grab his arm.
"You're not seriously thinking about going into the forest, are you?" He asks with disbelief in his voice. Of all of us, the most superstitious is Gareth's mother, who drills into his head the evil that dwells within him. "I can't just leave her like that, especially with him," Mickey states. His voice is hard, but the slight quiver in his voice reveals his fear.
He's right, Gareth. I'll start by approaching Mickey. Besides, Nuckies are a fairy tale. It's something our mothers came up with. Everything will be fine. He still looks undecided, but he steps forward and nods. For the first time, the four of us go deeper into the forest. Up close, the trees look even scarier. They stand tall, with the moonlight filtering through their dense leaves. I feel like we made a mistake entering the forest, but it's too late to turn back. Mickey continues to shout at Ain, his voice echoing. The only other sound is the fallen leaves crunching beneath our feet. Am I the only one secretly freaking out? Gareth whispers. I will react when I hear something. I quickly shush them both and put my finger to my lips. A few seconds pass before I hear the sound again. It almost sounds like a scream. My eyes meet Mickey's for a split second before he walks away. We quickly follow him. The screams are getting closer and louder. Aim? Mickey screams loudly. Mickey! She shouts in response. Her voice is right next to us. Suddenly, Gareth falls as something collides with him. He groans as he lands on the ground with a thud. I quickly turn on the light, revealing Gareth's pain-filled face and Ain's terrified face. Ain? Mickey shouts, moving towards her. He gathers her in his arms, sobs racking her body. Mud and blood cover her pale face. There is a bleeding wound on her forehead and there are small wounds on her skin. Her clothes are torn, bloody and soaked in water. Ain, are you okay, eh? Did Kala do this to you? Mickey asks frantically.
She shakes her head, her body still trembling. And no, Kikali didn't do it, she stutters. We have to get out of here. She tries to get up, but her trembling legs force her to lower herself. We must leave immediately. She growls, her voice no longer shaking. He's coming. They're real. Nucky, they're real, she tells us, the last part a whisper. It killed Kali. He interrupts, forcing us to be silent.
It dragged him into the lake, kicking and screaming, and tore him to pieces. He lowers the collar of his shirt, revealing a deep bite mark that definitely doesn't look human. It almost got me, but I somehow escaped. I look at Ain, not quite believing my ears. The story my mother always told me was true. Suddenly, an inhuman screech fills the air, causing us all to freeze. More squeaks fill the air, and their volume continues to grow. He's coming. I grab Ain's hand and head in the opposite direction she came from, Maki and Gareth right behind us. Bushes and low branches dig into my skin, but I ignore them, focusing only on getting out of the forest. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. I can hear Gareth speaking breathlessly. We just need to get out of the woods. I tell him when suddenly there's a screech right next to us. Before I can say anything, a black mess rushes at me and knocks me to the ground. I feel pain as my body hits the ground. I'm confused at first, but my vision clears and I see sharp teeth coming towards my face. I grab the closest thing to me, a thick stick, and stand up. Nucky took the form of a beautiful, half-naked woman. Her hair is long, light and covered in blood. The skin is pale and the eyes are black as night. Dark eyes focus on Ain, and a cruel smile appears on her face. He runs towards her with clenched fists. I use the stick and hit Nucky in the face. Before he knew it, I hit her again, pushing her away. I'm about to hit her again when she grabs the end of the stick and rips it out of my hand. Then he wraps his hand around my throat and lifts me into the air. I try to pull her arm away, but she's too strong. I hear Mickey screaming as he runs towards us with his own stick. Nucky throws it away easily and sends the other one towards my left shoulder. He takes my arm and brings it to his mouth and I try to resist it. Suddenly I feel pain in my arm as the creature bites. My scream fills my ears in the air. Pulling his muzzle off, Nucky looks at me with a bloody smile. Then he hits my shoulder, his sharp teeth digging into my skin. The pain is excruciating and I feel it throughout my body. My body weakens and black spots appear before my eyes and continue to plague my body. I can hear my friends screaming in the background, but I know it makes no sense. I will die tonight. All I can think about is my mother and the fact that she will be heartbroken. I'm sorry I didn't keep my word, Mommy. Suddenly the teeth and the tightness in the throat disappear. As I fall to the ground, I gasp for breath and cough as the air rushes back into my lungs. The scream fills the air again, but this time it is filled with pain. Still weak, I can only lift my head slightly to see. Another screech reaches my ears, even louder and longer than the previous one. Nucky lies on the ground with arrows sticking out of his body. Still squealing, he tries to crawl away, but another arrow finds him. This time piercing what I assume is his heart, causing him to remain silent. A sense of peace fills me with silence. I may be dying, but at least my friends won't be hurt. As I begin to lose consciousness, familiar emerald green eyes focus on my own. The scent of lilacs fills my nostrils and soft hands caress my face. Mom? I whisper. I see a small smile appear on her face. You're alive, my dear. She states quietly, tears streaming down her face. I told you to stay away from the forest. I know, I'm sorry. I answer her. Rest. She says. I close my eyes and surrender to the darkness.